So, did the ICE agents working on this case who deported this 4-year-old with cancer of their own volition fail to follow ICE policies, or were they directed to by your office or anyone else in DHS leadership?
Sir, this mother chose to keep her child with her.
You have not produced any evidence to say so, but I'm asking again, have you directed DHS officers to ignore this
It's
policy?
very different than the previous administration.
Right.
The previous administration
On March 15th, reclaiming my time, on March 15th, your
change.
department sent 3 airplanes to El Salvador. Those planes carried approximately 261 individuals who were imprisoned upon arrival. Did you personally review and approve the names of those 261 individuals before they were sent?
Sir, we have deported and sent home
Did you review the names of those individuals?
And we have individuals that have
Why won't you answer the question?
Today on Capitol Hill, Congressman Seth Magaziner confronts Kristi Noem about a kid with stage 4 cancer been deported. Think about that for a moment. A 4-year-old boy, an American citizen, suffering from cancer, forced onto a plane and sent away from the medical care that could save his life. And when pressed for answers, Kristi Noem, serving as DHS secretary in this exchange, couldn't provide a single piece of evidence to justify that decision. No documentation, no proof, no accountability, only evasion. Deported by an administration that's supposed to protect its citizens, not abandon them.
Madam Secretary, on April 24th, a woman in Louisiana was deported along with her 7-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son, both of whom were U.S. citizens. The 4-year-old son had stage 4 cancer. Now, you just stated under oath that the mother consented to having her U.S. citizen children removed. But I have spoken with the attorney for that U.S. citizen child with stage 4 cancer. She has also made numerous statements to the press in which she stated unequivocally that at no time did the mother consent to her U.S. citizen children being removed. What evidence do you have to support your claim that she did consent?
Congressman, we followed the same policies and procedures
What evidence
for every
do you
individual,
have?
and we
What
have
evidence do you have?
We have
That
documentation that
what
that mother-
documentation do you
We will
have
get
that mother consented?
We will get that to you, sir. I don't have it with me.
Please do.
today.
I understand
That
it's
mother
hard to keep them all
consented
straight
to
because
take
you've
her
deported
child with
multiple
her.
U.S. citizen children, but I'm asking specifically about the 4-year-old with cancer who was deported on April 25th. For the record, that family was also not given access to legal counsel before they were deported, even though their lawyer was in the same building at the time. I'm holding in my hands here a document called ICE Directive 11064, Interests of Non-Citizen Parents and Legal Guardians of Minor Children. This is the policy for how ICE agents should handle situations like this. It states unequivocally that parents and legal guardians should have the ability to make alternative care arrangements for minor children prior to their arrest or detention, and that ICE must afford parents the opportunity to consult with legal counsel. So, did the ICE agents working on this case who deported this 4-year-old with cancer of their own volition fail to follow ICE policies, or were they directed to by your office or anyone else in DHS leadership?
Sir, this mother chose to keep her child with her.
You have not produced any evidence to say so,
return
but I'm
back to
asking
her
again,
home country,
have you directed
and that is the priority of
DHS
President Trump is
officers
to keep
to
families
ignore
unified
this
together. It's
policy?
very different than the previous administration. The previous administration
On March 15th, reclaiming my time, on March 15th, your department sent 3 airplanes to El Salvador. Those planes carried approximately 261 individuals who were imprisoned upon arrival. Did you personally review and approve the names of those 261 individuals before they were sent?
Sir, we have deported and sent home
Did
individuals.
you review the names of those
And
individuals?
we have individuals that have
Why
the
won't you answer the
responsibility
question?
within the Department of
Are you
Homeland
aware
Security.
of whether those 261 individuals were given the opportunity to speak with a lawyer or appear before a judge before they were put on those planes? Yes or no?
Sir, every single individual followed the exact same process.
They
that we
were
follow
not
for everyone
all.
who's
They
in
were
this-
not all given
in
the
this country
opportunity to
illegally.
appear before a judge or speak with a lawyer.
treated
On
the
April
same.
7th, the Supreme Court ruled that detainees must have an opportunity to have a hearing before they are deported. Are you familiar with the April 7th Supreme Court ruling?
I am.
Can you assure us that in the future you will abide by that Supreme Court ruling to provide detainees with a hearing before they are
We're
deported?
following all judges' orders. Yes, sir.
I have a photograph here of André Hernandez Romero, a gay makeup artist from Venezuela. He fled Venezuela fearing gang violence because of his opposition to the Maduro dictatorship and his sexual orientation. He presented himself at a port of entry and requested asylum. His claim was found to be credible, and he was placed in detention to await a full hearing. But he never received a full hearing because you put him on one of those planes to El Salvador, where he still is today. Listen to me. He had no criminal record in the United States or in any other country. He did not even enter the country illegally. He presented at a port of entry. He tried to do it the legal way. And to this date, the only evidence your department has presented to justify his imprisonment is that he had 2 tattoos, one that said mom and one that said dad. Do you have any other evidence to present for why this individual should be locked up in El Salvador?
Sir, every case is used
you have
the
any-
same protocols and the same processes and inputs.
Do you have any
that
evidence
that
other than the
law enforcement
tattoos that say
officers
mom
use in
or
criminal
dad for why
cases.
this
So
individual
it's not
should be
just on
locked up?
tattoos. It's who they're affiliated with, their communication.
You have not
who they're
presented
spending
any
time
other
with,
evidence,
criminal
nor has your
activities.
department.
The cases
Reclaiming
will
my
be exactly
time,
the
during
same
your
as it is
confirmation
in
hearing,
other
you said your focus would be on deporting immigrants who have been convicted of crimes and those who have received removal orders. But that is not what you have been doing. Instead, you have been deporting children with cancer, children who are U.S. citizens, a gay makeup artist who committed no crime and didn't even enter the country illegally. You have been sloppy. Your department has been sloppy, and instead of focusing on real criminals, you have allowed innocent children to be deported while you fly around the country playing dress up for the cameras. Instead of enforcing the laws, you have repeatedly broken them. You need to change course immediately before more innocent people are hurt on your watch.
Magaziner's line of questioning wasn't aggressive, it was necessary. Because this isn't just about one tragic case, it's about a pattern of negligence, indifference, and cruelty that's been quietly unfolding in the shadows of bureaucracy. Under the guise of enforcing the law, families are being torn apart. Children, even American citizens, are being deported without due process. And those in charge can't even explain why. Let's be clear, immigration enforcement is supposed to protect our borders while upholding the values that define us as Americans: compassion, justice, and the rule of law. But what happens when those values are ignored? What happens when the machinery of government treats human beings, children, as case numbers instead of lives? You get tragedies like this one. Magaziner exposed something deeply uncomfortable, that U.S. citizens were deported without legal counsel, even when their lawyers were physically present in the same building. That's not just a bureaucratic oversight. That's a violation of due process and of the moral fabric of this nation. Every American, citizen or not, deserves fair treatment under the law. That's not a partisan belief, it's a constitutional one. And the hypocrisy runs deeper. During her confirmation hearing, Noem vowed that her department's focus would be on deporting violent criminals and those who pose real threats to public safety. But Magaziner's questioning revealed something else entirely: deportations of innocent families, cancer-stricken children, and asylum seekers who did everything the legal way. People like Andre Hernandez Romero, a gay makeup artist from Venezuela who came here fleeing persecution, presented himself at a legal port of entry and sought asylum the right way. His claim was deemed credible, yet he too was deported. Not because of a crime, not because of fraud, but because of 2 tattoos that said mom and dad. That's the evidence DHS used to justify his detention and deportation. That's not border security. That's discrimination disguised as policy. What Magaziner made clear is that this isn't just about immigration anymore. It's about who we are as a country. When we allow our government to deport sick children and punish asylum seekers who follow the law, we stop being the nation we claim to be. We start betraying our own ideals. Democrats have consistently stood for a more humane, lawful, and accountable immigration system, one that protects both security and dignity. They've called for transparency, due process, and compassion, values that don't make us weaker but stronger. Because a government that can deport a sick child without consequence is a government that has lost its sense of justice. Seth Magaziner didn't just ask questions, he drew a line in the sand. He reminded America that power must answer to humanity, that policies have consequences, and that every official who hides behind procedure to justify harm will be held accountable by the truth. So here's the takeaway: this isn't a partisan story, it's a human one. The question is, what kind of country do we want to be? One that tears families apart, or one that lifts people up? One that hides behind paperwork, or one that defends life, liberty, and justice for all? If you believe in compassion, accountability, and a government that remembers its moral duty to protect the vulnerable, then your voice matters. Speak up, vote, get involved. Because silence in the face of cruelty isn't neutrality, it's complicity. And this country is better than that.